Peace, I'm the Lab Coat Astrologer. I help people unravel the intricacies of the astrological chart, and I wanted to go through real quick a short video looking at some of the components of this new moon solar eclipse that's coming up on October 14th, 2023. The sun and the moon on this eclipse, any eclipse or new moon, is when the sun and the moon come together. So the sun and the moon are coming together at 21 degrees of Libra. Now this is significant. For one, Libra is ruled by the planet Venus. Key motto for Libra is I balance. And so Venus in the astrological chart becomes significant. This is Venus here in Virgo. So it looks like health. This new moon in Libra focuses on the health and the hygiene just by the sun and the moon being located in Libra and Venus being the ruler of Libra. Venus in Virgo becomes significant. Now we can unpack a little bit more, maybe in another video, because I automatically think of how Venus is at its detriment, I think, when it's in Virgo, because of the criticism of Virgo. But Venus in Virgo becomes to be a feature for this new moon in Libra. Another feature for this new moon in Libra is the 21st degree of Libra. The 21st degree of Libra points to this last compartment of Libra. And we can incorporate a method of decans, the decan system, by triplicity, where the elements of the same family come into focus. So Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini are the three air signs. It creates this trine angle, if you will, of 120 degrees apart. These Libra is 120 degrees to Aquarius, 120 degrees to Gemini, 120 degrees back to Libra. But the 21st degree of Libra points to the third decan. And we count the decan systems with the zodiac sign itself being as the first 10 degrees. The second element within that family is the second decan. So Libra, Aquarius would be the second decan of Libra. And then the third decan of Libra would be considered Gemini because it's the third air sign from Libra. And so that's a little code that reveals itself, and it makes Gemini a highlight, not for nothing. And so the sun and the moon in Libra does focus on balance. And if we look at it a little bit closer, there's a spin-off with the 21st degree with a focus on Gemini, which has to do with communication, mindset. It has to do with mindset. So we have that feature. We have Venus, we have Gemini and Mercury becoming significant because Mercury is actually the ruler of Gemini. So with this new moon, we have Venus in Virgo, Gemini's location in the astrological chart, and Mercury. Now we can look at Libra and we could put it on the first house, being that we're looking at the zodiac sign Libra with the sun and the moon. And if we were to count, we find Gemini in the 9th house. So this new moon in Libra has a 9th house energetic to it by degree placement, pointing to the third decan of Gemini. The 9th house has to do with learning. And so it's learning to find balance, Libra, in new ways, new moon, in which to communicate or share ideas, 9th house, or new information, new moon, information, Gemini. So we have that play there. We also have at the 21st degree, just by the sun and the moon being at 21 degrees, it brings a focus to the third decan in every zodiac sign. And the planets that are located in the third decan of any sign, like we have Pluto here at 27 degrees Capricorn. We have Neptune here, which is the third decan. Pluto 27 degrees is the third decan of Capricorn. So it makes there's a relationship here, and there's a communication between the planets of 90 degrees, quite specifically. Then we have Neptune at 25 degrees of Pisces, retrograde, which is the third decan of Pisces. So Neptune has a significant conversation and communication with this new moon in Libra. We have the North Node at 25 degrees of Aries, which is an opposition. It creates this opposition to the new moon. And oppositions in astrology are places where you find balance. There's a teeter-totter, there's a seesaw, it's a weighing and measuring. It's the self versus the partner. So that's an interesting component and dynamic. And we have Uranus or Uranus. A lot of people say Uranus. I don't like to say Uranus. I like Uranus. Sounds better. But Uranus at 22 degrees of Taurus is also making a conversation or having a conversation with this new moon. So Pluto, Neptune, the North Node, and Uranus or Uranus are significant planets in interpreting and uncovering and unveiling the meaning behind this new moon in Libra. And so Neptune and Uranus, although they are in the third decan, the relationship that they are to Libra is not a hard aspect considering the major aspects. This looks like this is 150 degrees, which is a quincunx, which points to the health. Neptune is a planet of spirituality. It also can be a place where we're clouded or foggy or confused. And so the health and the well-being of our beliefs and our faith is a weak effect. And we have Uranus, looks like it's 210 degrees approximately from this new moon, which is considered another weak effect in that it is the 8th house from Libra, from this new moon, which is the knowledge that we receive from people that we share, would be that interpretation. But it is Pluto, more importantly, it is Pluto and this combination of Chiron and the North Node here in Aries, the cardinal signs. Just by the new moon being in Libra, it highlights these cardinal signs, rather. Libra, Capricorn, Aries, and Cancer. So with Pluto and Capricorn, 6 degrees from an exact square, it's actually approaching. This becomes to be a challenging point, or a conversation that produces some challenges in relationships, Libra, and with the respect. Capricorn is about respect and structure and form. And Pluto is the planet of transformation. So there's some changes underway with this new moon that emerge just by Pluto's relationship to this new moon, the third decan of Capricorn. And also the North Node and Chiron here are it's another aspect that can be looked at to be significant with this new moon in Libra. The North Node points to our purpose, our mission. And Chiron is here located in Aries. Our mission is to be more about the self. It's interesting, the dynamic of Aries, how Aries is the self and Libra is the partner. So there's new beginnings in regards to relationships and finding this balance. And there's an opposition with finding balance with the caring for the well-being of the partner versus putting the self first, which is Aries. And so with Chiron in the North Node here, it seems like there's a mission to get over old wounds and a mission to heal the self. That can be interpreted like that. So I wanted to do a short little video here to look at some of these major aspects. I think those are all the major aspects to the planets that I use in Western astrology. But this Pluto, North Node, and Chiron, quite simply, are pretty strong features in this new moon coming up. And Venus and Mercury are highlights in that Venus is the ruler of Libra and Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, with the new moon being occurring in the third decan of Libra, which is Gemini's decan. So I want to do a video on this coming up, but I just wanted to pinpoint anybody who is learning astrology or is beginning to read astrological charts. Let this video be a marker for you to find some of the keys that play a role in this new moon in Libra at 21 degrees of Libra and some of the experiences. I wanted to also share too that Mars is not in Libra, but it's really, really close. And with Mars being, it looks like if you look at this as a story, we can see that Mars was transiting or visiting or passing by this third decan of Libra not too long ago. It would be a week before the new moon. So this ground is kind of like, I had thought of how, because Mars is, considered the god of war, it's our impulse, it's our drives, it's our assertive, action-oriented behavior. This ground is kind of like fertile for right after a battle, if you will, when it comes to relationships. And I found that quite interesting in how I put that together. However, take some of these features to the astrological chart of the new moon solar eclipse that's coming up on the 14th and stay tapped in. I have some content coming for all 12 zodiac signs. Like, share, subscribe.